Hey guys, we're back.
Okay, let's try this
We did it.
again.
Let's do it again. How about
So let's start over.
that? Hi, I'm Sean.
Good morning. Welcome
This is
to
Allison.
our Saturday morning live garden chat.
We're Spoken Garden. Had some technical difficulties. We're running a little behind now, but hopefully you've made it back with us. You're able to find this stream. I think. Oh, G, we see you. Hi there. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, hi G. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully you can see us and hear us now a lot better too.
Goodness, that is so weird. We do everything the same, and then sometimes it's just.
I downloaded possibly an Adobe program and it took up a lot of space and I forgot to take it off before our stream today, so just did that, so hopefully this is a lot lot
Okay.
So,
Oh, you guys are so patient. Thank you so much
you
for
guys.
coming back
Awesome.
because we were so excited
Wow.
to talk to you, and everybody was saying hi and saying good morning, and then just nothing. No video, no
I
audio.
know. We're sorry, guys.
We're so sorry.
But thank you for being here and for sticking with us. Oh my
really,
gosh.
really appreciate it.
Wow.
So starting over again, happy early Father's Day to
Yep.
those of you out there.
Yep, happy Father's Day,
We
you
really
guys.
appreciate you,
All you fathers out there.
all you fathers out there, and also happy early summer.
Yep. Early summer. Summer's going to
Tomorrow's
be
the first
starting
day.
tomorrow. Yep. So, it's a big day tomorrow. So, but for a couple reasons. So
I know,
anyway,
really.
So yeah, but thanks again for being here, guys. We're happy to be here with you. As you can tell, we've got our tea and coffee. Hopefully, you guys do too.
Apparently, we need some more caffeine
Yes,
for
I do.
the long haul because hopefully this is good to go. But
All right,
G.
guys.
Baldessano, good morning again.
Morning, G.
Delphina, good morning.
Morning, Delphina.
And good morning again, Jennifer Tennyson. Thank
Morning,
you so
Jennifer.
much for coming back.
Yeah,
so
thank
here
you.
we
Wow.
go, you guys. So, we were just talking about this, how busy
Yeah.
everybody's going to be soon. So
Wow.
we wonder, do you guys have a lot of plans coming up for the summer?
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to any big trips or anything?
Yeah. You have anything going on in the garden right now? Any ongoing or upcoming projects?
Oh, projects. Yeah.
Yep.
What projects are you still
So,
tackling? Because we
yeah.
still have a few of our own too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great weekend. Hopefully it's not too hot where you're at. From the other stream before, we heard that some people had really, really hot temperatures.
Really hot.
If it's hot where you're at, stay hydrated and stay cool, stay safe. Be in the shade. Don't push yourselves. And if you got to get stuff done, get it done early before it gets too hot,
That's
right?
Exactly what Sherry
So,
Osborne was saying
yeah.
on the other stream that we had just a few minutes ago. She said she was out trying to get everything done in the garden and then get ahead of the heat.
Yep. So
Makes
hopefully
sense.
y'all can do that and just stay safe today. Gosh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being that hot here like that. I mean, over 100 degrees, 100 or over degrees. I mean, very rarely does that
Yeah.
happen here where
In our
we live.
climate.
Yeah, in Tacoma, Washington, Seattle area.
I know.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah, we're
wow.
thinking of you guys out there. And we're
Gosh.
going to start over like everything we already talked about because you may not have heard it the first time. So basically today, you guys, we decided to kind of dial back our normal live, and we're not going to have an actual topic today. We had planned on talking about summer watering tips, and we're just going to bump that to a later date.
Yeah, I wanted to give you some water-wise tips, and today's just going to be a lot of Q&A. We've got 4 questions here from the previous week from different audience members out there, and then between those and after those, we're going to answer any questions you might have too, or just try and help you through anything you're going through in your garden right now.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And
we've got a really fun giveaway because we promised you guys this would have matched our topic today a little better. But we have this awesome, if you're not familiar with the Dram Corporation, they make these they make a lot of products for garden products, but they make awesome watering supplies and tools. We have a lot of their watering wands. You've probably seen us use them on our videos and whatnot.
Yep. So here is one of their telescoping watering wands. It's got the adjustable head on it, right? It does showering,
Oh, that's so
streams,
fun.
fan, flat, misting, angled, center, cone, rain, all stuff. And it telescopes out to about 55 inches. Isn't that cool? And it's got a nice foam handle here to hold onto it, and your hand probably won't get too cold when you're using that cold water. But then it's got that on-off, easy on-off switch there with the with your thumb. Isn't that cool? That's great. Yep. So we're gonna give this away today.
Yay.
So what we need you to do is just comment, make a comment, and type in a comment on the comment section there in the live chat, and let us know how you would use this in your garden, or if you need something like this in your garden. And then you'll be entered in today live on the contest, and at the end of today's stream, we'll announce the winner.
Yeah, and I love that. I just wanted to point out purple, kind of fun, right? You're not used to your watering tools probably being like fun and colorful.
Yeah, I think we have a purple wand, a smaller one, out in the garden, and we can't lose it. You can't not see it. It's very visible. So
we have a couple blue ones. They also have, I think, orange and yellow and red, and they have really bright, fun colors.
And they have a bright green.
Oh, then green.
Yeah,
the green one. Yeah,
gotta have green. So later on, we're gonna give this away to you guys. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I think, and like you said, like Sean just said, just drop your comment in the discussion, and let us know how you plan to use it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're really excited to give this to you guys. So, Oh, and also coming up. So right now we've officially started taking suggestions from you guys on different videos, and today too, if you want to put it in the chat, we'll definitely make a note of it. So you can. Oh, we're out of focus. I'm out of focus. Ah. Okay.
It's gonna be one of those days.
Oh no. Yeah, now I'm back in focus. All right, cool. Okay. So I was told to tone it down. Okay.
It's gonna be one of those days, I think. We're having a good day.
I'm having fun.
We're having a good time.
So we want to take your guys' suggestions. We want suggestions from you guys for topics on Saturdays throughout all of August. So you guys are in the driver's seat. We want you to give us your topics, suggestions, and we want you to give us those so we can then pick those. And each topic from a person that's picked, you'll become a winner, and we're going to do a giveaway on for each week for that person's topic that got picked. So we can't wait to hear your guys' ideas. G, you've already sent us something. What was that?
We had quite a few people have dropped some comment or
there was
some
another
topic
lady
ideas.
too, and
yes, Rhonda Testa had
Rhonda
a good
Testa,
idea.
yes, Rhonda, yes. So thank you, G and Rhonda, for giving us those suggestions. Keep them coming. You know, you can do it's basically only one for each week. It's one suggestion, or one person gets one entry basically, but it doesn't hurt to have a lot of ideas. So we want to hear your guys' ideas on topics because we want to help you in your garden, and this is a way we can do that. So here you go. There you go. So so keep them coming. Let us know. And it doesn't matter if you put them in this chat or the comments down below if you're watching this in the replay. You can tell us your suggestions on pretty much any video in the comments area of that video, any videos we've done before, and we'll see it. We'll get to it, and we'll definitely put that in the running. So
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great stuff. Woohoo! Excited.
Well, I guess let's get started here. Okay, so our first question comes from 37 Sith, I think is their name.
Star Wars fan.
Wow. Okay, so on our gladiolus plant chat from last year, here's a great question. We all love our glads. And I know, G, you have a ton of glads are blooming right now, so that's...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my plants are about a month old. Leaves are probably about 1.5 feet long, but I'm seeing some of the leaves starting to droop. The leaves are bright green with no yellowing or sign of disease. Is this normal for them? Should I be alarmed? Thank you.
So
great question.
Yeah, really good question. And a couple things first pop into my mind when I hear of any plant drooping.
Yeah.
First couple things is either over or under watering. And we didn't write down the whole question and all of the some of the information that came with it too. There was a little bit more, but basically what's going on here is some of the plants for 37 Sith, some of their glads are drooping, and some in that same grouping of those glads that are drooping aren't drooping. So it's kind of a mix. So they're seeing healthy plants and then drooping plants all in the same area. So there could be something going on with over under watering. It's possible, but also the intensity of the sun. It's been hot. We're not sure of your location, 37 Sith, where you're at, but sometimes intense sunlight can make plants droop or wilt because it's so intense, and it's just not used to it. You know, just kind of a shock to it. So these are some things that first come to my mind. The other thing is if everything is looking good up top, you're not seeing disease, you're not seeing insects, nothing's come over and basically bent the plant over like a critter or something like that. Dig down very, very nicely, very slowly. Look into the soil and see what's going on. There a lot of times, I mean, pretty much all the time, we see above the ground what's going on and we think, oh, we know what's going on with plants, but there's also below ground what we don't see. And so what you can do is you can just really nicely and slowly dig down around each one of those bulbs and see what's going on. And what you want to look for is any rot. You want to look for any damaged roots or missing roots. And you just want to see what's going on down below. And that might give you a better idea of what's going on with those specific plants to compare it then to even the other plants that are drooping. And just don't do it to one plant, do it to all the plants that are drooping so you can get a better idea what's going on. And hopefully that helps.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a lot of good advice.
Wow.
You know, I was kind of wondering while you were talking, I was like picturing the, you know, ground surface, and I'm wondering, was the bulb planted too shallow? And it's not, it doesn't have enough, I don't.
Well, it sounds like, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. It sounds like they're drooping instead of falling over. So
That's true.
I don't know though.
That leads you to think it's like more upright and then the leaves.
It's what it sounds like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
we
okay.
don't have any more information than what we have. So yeah, check all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. Definitely Sith, 37 Sith, check to see if their planting depth is correct. You know, it's always a good thing to double check yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, lots of really good ideas. Hopefully, I'm sure, I mean, I hope that was really helpful.
Yeah, we hope so. So great question.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah.
if you guys have any more questions about glads, let us know. If you just want to share what you've got growing in your garden too, let us know in the chat.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, next question from Eleanor Lee Martin on our Crocosmia plant chat. So now we're moving to another summer blooming bulb.
Cool.
Okay, we love Crocosmia.
We love summer blooming bulbs.
We do. I know we do. When you plant Crocosmia seed, do they form bulbs? I've planted my seeds in early spring, and they are about 18 inches tall, but they're not bushy. Just a few blades here and there. And then second question, what fertilizer do you recommend? Good
questions. Real quick on the fertilizer, any balanced fertilizer, well-balanced fertilizer, which is like a 888, 888 or 10-10-10 or 14-14-14, anything like that. Or even if you have 12, 13, 14, or if you have 10, 10, 8, and 9, or something like that, that's still a balanced fertilizer in the respect that, they're really close together. That'll work great, and you can use either a liquid fertilizer, or you can use a pelleted fertilizer, time-release fertilizer. And there's organic and synthetic versions to, whatever you like to use, no judgment. And so that's a really easy, quick one to get to right there.
Should we give a couple quick, like what we use?
Sure.
Just in case. Like,
sure.
As far we use organic whenever we can. We've tried Fox Farm recently. We really enjoyed that so far. And then Dr. Earth.
Yeah, we've had good results with both of those.
And of course, like all your Espoma products, but a lot, like we could have maybe suggested like a bulb tone or some other products, but you put those in when you plant.
Yeah.
And this was from seed. Sorry, take that back.
Well, but these are growing. These are actively growing plants. So, the liquid right now in this case under this scenario, I would say the liquid fertilizer or the time-release fertilizer. Just applying either one of those over the top, following the directions on the label, and just using that as recommended.
Yeah.
So, with the seeds, and do they form bulbs? Yes, they do, and that's a really good question because we don't think of bulbs. A lot of times you think of bulbs as, well, they form little bulblets down below, right? They form they reproduce underneath the soil. They do, but they can also reproduce from seed, from their flowers. And so, when I was studying, when I was in school and I was studying bulbs and studying flowers, it took me a little bit to get that concept. It did take me a little bit to think it through. And it's like, well, yeah, they're bulbs. And no, but bulbs just do underneath the ground. No, they don't. They actually also do the flower stuff. So it's an easy thing to think about and be like, no, really from seed? Yes, they can. And when you produce them from seed, or when new bulbs are produced from the seeds that germinate, it's going to take them a couple years, more than likely, usually in general, for those seeds to grow, and then they'll die back, and then the next year they'll grow, and they'll die back, and then the next year they'll grow and possibly flower. Now, there's differences between different bulbs and different species and whatnot, but it usually takes 2 to 3 years before any bulb from seed, or even the small bulblet when it's grown underground, when it develops underground, it takes 2 or 3 years for it to actually first flower. So something to keep in mind if you're growing bulbs from seed. And side note, we started our canna lily seeds this year that we collected from a plant we bought in a pot. We actually collected the seeds, we saved them, we germinated them. They're growing right now.
Yeah, they're about probably this tall.
Yeah, we've got new canna lily
I know, I'm so excited for
plants from seed. And so, but what we're doing is we're also, when we're doing this while we're growing them, we're keeping in mind that it's going to take a couple years before they actually get to flowering and mature enough to flower. So same thing with Crocosmia. Yeah, and the reason probably they're not getting as bushy as you might want them to be or think they need to be is because they're still kind of small. They're immature plants. They're growing from seed. They're not going to have that size and that mass yet. Give them a couple years and they will.
I know. I love that you, that was great. That was awesome.
Thank you.
We actually have grown Crocosmia from seed as well. We collected seed a couple years ago, and that's a really fun process, by the way. If you haven't ever taken Crocosmia seeds,
yeah, it is. It's interesting.
That's pretty fun.
It's an interesting process.
Yeah, and you're right. It does. We're on about year 2 now, and we probably should have brought that up. But we have Crocosmia in. We put them in pots just to kind of keep them safe, so we can move them into our greenhouse and whatnot. But they're probably about this tall, so I don't know. Some of them are getting pretty tall. I'm not sure if they're going to flower or not, so that's kind of a fun experiment.
Yep, this is the second year for them, the second year's growth, so it's going to be cool. But yeah, hopefully that helped. Eleanor, yeah, hopefully that was helpful. So if you have any other questions, let us know down below if you're watching this in the replay, or email us at seanandallison@spokengarden.com.
Okay, So, okay, before we move on, just want to say a little belated because I already messaged him on the chat, but good morning to Real Jingy.
Oh, Real Jingy. Morning, buddy.
So,
glad you're here.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. Yeah. G. Baldessano had some great advice for gladiolas for anybody growing their own. Don't forget to plant them in successions. So then you have like multiple blooms coming up. Usually every couple weeks. But he suggested definitely Google your zone and, kind of count backwards from the days of frost and just kind of plan out, how often you're going to plant them. And we kind of did that around our yard too. And our second round is just starting to pop out of the ground.
Yeah, they're just coming up. They're just waking up.
Which will be fun because those will probably come up in August maybe or kind of flower.
Yeah.
A little later. So
yeah, be great.
I know they're so beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, moving on. So let's see. Our next question comes from Vilma Mendez. From our Gazania plant chat.
Gazania.
A lot of plant chats. That's cool.
Good stuff.
We love our plants, right?
We do. We love our plants. We know you guys do too.
Yeah, right? I know. So Vilma says, I love Gazanias, but I lost 2 pots due to unknown factors. Do they love the rain? I tried saving it by planting through division, but that failed.
Oh, sorry, Vilma.
Gazanias, gosh.
Sorry, Vilma. Yeah. So I'm sorry that happened. We're sorry that happened. Yeah, so Gazanias like things a little more on the drier side of things. Not so much wetness, not so much constant dampness. They do like moist soil, but they don't like it too wet all the time. So something to think about for Gazanias is to keep them watered, make sure they're on a regular watering schedule. Let the top layer of the soil dry out a little bit because they are susceptible to different rots, totally. And again, we're sorry you're going through this with these, but it's more than likely a lesson learned. It is with us too from different plants from time to time in our garden. Sometimes we got to be reminded of things. Sometimes we just don't know. And sometimes what happens is the weather. I'm pointing this way because there's a window over here with lots of sun. Sometimes the weather doesn't really cooperate with us at all. It doesn't matter if your plant's in a pot. It doesn't matter if it's in the ground. It doesn't matter where it's located at. The weather can turn on us very fast, and we just have to deal with the outcome as best we can. And it sounds like that's possibly what happened here. So again, if you have other Gazanias that you want to, you're just trying to keep healthy, keep them beautiful and such, and we know you want to, go ahead and let the top layer of soil, maybe the first inch or so, maybe not even the first inch, dry out a little bit between waterings, and that should be good for the Gazanias.
Oh, I love Gazanias.
Oh, I know.
They're also called treasure flowers.
Treasure flowers.
We had a beautiful one last year that lasted through, most of the fall and winter, and then it finally succumbed to some rot. So that was a real big bummer. And they're not even hardy in our area, so that was a real big test.
Yeah, right before the rot happened with us, is we had a lot of wet weather.
We did, that's right.
It rained like crazy here. Not that it doesn't anyway all the time, but we had a lot of rain, and the plant was just at the right time. It was susceptible, and we lost it just like this.
know.
So just like you, Vilma. So you know, stuff happens, and it's okay. You know, it's okay. You have plenty more chances to keep practicing gardening, and that's one of the best things that we all have, is we keep having more chances to do what we can.
Well,
So,
yeah, I know. I love that you said that
Yeah.
because that's so true. And you know, Vilma, this is something that I'd like to try. I think we'll probably pick up another Gazania later this season, maybe, and maybe try to save some seed this time.
ooh, yeah.
Maybe, you know, let the flower wilt and completely just dry out on the, or you can cut it and let it dry, hang it upside down sometimes helps.
That'd be fun.
So maybe collect some seed and then try. We've never grown Gazania from seed, so that
No,
would
we
be really
haven't.
fun.
That would be fun.
Aren't they native to, like, is it South Africa, East Africa, somewhere?
I don't remember.
It's a real dry,
It sounds familiar.
hot climate, if I remember right. So,
Sounds familiar.
but anyway, yeah, I hope that was helpful,
Yeah,
Vilma.
hope so. Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so we're going to pause for a minute from this list. We've got a couple
Pausing.
great questions coming up in our chat. So,
Cool.
G, thank you for being patient because I know you asked this a little while ago. G had a great, they were gifted a little dwarf cherry tree
Cool.
on their adoption day for their son. So, what a nice
Oh,
gift.
that's
Such
really
a
nice.
cool,
Yeah.
you know, like memory. You get to plant it.
Totally.
So,
Wow.
but it sounds like it's being like inundated by wasps and yellow jackets, and they're loving to attack this tree. And his question is, how can I stop them or slow them down? Wasps and yellow jackets.
So, G, I'm sorry that's happening.
I know.
Usually the wasp and yellow jackets go after any fruit. They like the sugar, right? I don't know if you can tell us if your trees
Like if it's in bloom?
if it's in, well, even in bloom, or if it's what do you call it? If it's got any fruit on
fruit,
it yet.
yeah, that's okay.
Because they really like that sugar. They like that fermenting sugar, and they get a little crazier when they can get that sugar.
boy.
So there could be something going on there with that. If they're actually causing damage on the tree, you might have to think about pest control, like some type of spray or something to deter them or draw them away from it. Chances are they might be, well, I mean, not chances are, you can probably tell us if they're doing this or not. Are they trying to nest? You know, is there some type
Oh,
of
I
nesting
didn't
going
think of
on?
that.
Are they trying to build a nest? Do they already have a nest there, and they're just like being crazy because they're protecting it? Because if you come around, you know, their guards come out from their nest or from around where they're perched, and they just kind of come at you, and everybody gets stirred up. So there's some things. There could be some things going on there with that. Wasp and yellow jackets and hornets, and they're a crazy bunch of insects all by themselves.
Well, and they're aggressive, right? Aren't they
Yes.
the type that will come after you if you kind of swat them away? Or
Yes,
whatever?
they can be. There are some that aren't as aggressive, but it's always good to take it from the standpoint is that they are, because you want to be safe, because they all can sting. So yeah,
Interesting.
so I hope that helps a little
Well,
bit.
G chimed in. He said it's in bloom but no fruit yet, and they're not nesting.
Okay.
So interesting.
That's
And
interesting.
Why else would they be attacking the tree?
Yeah.
There must be something they're attracted to, or
Gee, are they damaging the tree, or are they just like around the blooms a lot and just kind of swarming around the tree in that fashion? Because if they're just swarming and kind of being around the blooms, and they're not damaging the tree, it's just more of a safety issue probably with you and your family
Yeah.
than anything going on with the tree. Because if they're not damaging it, then that part's okay. But it could be just you're seeing the swarming, and yeah, if we saw the swarming and the activity, we'd be like, okay, we're staying away. So, but hopefully they're not damaging your tree.
I know. I hope not.
I mean,
So, and if they are, I'm sure that, yeah, like you said, take some steps to, or research how to protect it by, some
Yeah.
pest control.
yeah,
or-
you can. Gee, I don't know where you stand on pest control and whatnot, but there are some definite insecticides that are made to take care of and basically kill those insects. And so, but if you go that route, be very careful, especially if you're applying it, or even if you have a professional pest control person come in and do it. Those insecticides, they can be very damaging to human beings as well, because between insects and us, we're kind of wired the same way neurologically, and we're susceptible to a lot of some of the chemicals that are the killing agents in, or the deterrent agents in those pesticides. So be aware of that, and just be careful.
Gosh, and not to mention those insecticides can hurt the like other good pollinators too. So it's kind of just like,
yeah, it's,
you got to get them out of your yard though, because I mean they've got young kids and
there might be there's yeah, totally, and there might be actual people in your area. You might have to hunt around a little bit, either online or just talk to different beekeeper associations in your area. But there might be people that can come out and trap them.
Oh, that's cool.
Lure
That's
them
a
out,
good idea.
trap them, and take them away, but not apply any pesticides. So that's a very good,
That's a really good idea.
option that way, especially for safety. But yeah, so I hope that helps.
I know.
man.
And G mentioned that they're putting holes onto a lot of the top leaves.
Oh, interesting.
So that is interesting. Yeah, I think.
Oh, they could be a certain kind that are using the leaves to nest, to build nest, to get nest material. There's so many different wasps and yellow jackets out there, and they do. Some of them do have. They can chew, and they can bite too. I've experienced that myself.
yeah.
But they do have mandibles, and they can get in there, and so they can be a type of leaf cutter. Type of either they can be leaf cutter bees, or they can be kind of a leaf cutter. There's a couple different wasps that do similar things. So, you know what you should do is go to or call, probably call because of COVID. Go to your extension agency, find either a phone number or an email, and talk to them, because your extension agencies in your county are going to have a really good idea of what you're dealing with there locally and how to treat it, what you possibly can do, if anything, to deter them from hurting your plant, or if there's alternative things to do to deter them or draw them away. Your county extension agency will have a lot of good information on that specifically. They might even be able to identify the bugs, the insects right away, and tell you, it's this, do A, B, C right now. So,
Yeah, that's really good advice.
yeah. So I hope that helps.
Hope that
G.
helps. Keep us posted.
Yeah, I hope
we're
your
really
tree's okay,
curious
and I
about
hope
that.
you guys stay safe.
He was wondering if, with all the recent wildfires in the past 5 years, you know, there's been so many wildfires. He's wondering if that's
especially in
been like
California.
stirring them up, and yeah,
It
who
could
knows?
be. Yeah, they could have habitat loss. You never know.
I know.
Depending on what insect it is and what their usual habitat is.
Yeah.
You never know. Excuse me.
Yeah, gee, we
So-
hope that was helpful. And,
Yeah, I
you
hope
know,
so, buddy.
So speaking of fruit trees, Andrea B. Good morning, Andrea.
Oh, morning, Andrea.
Andrea has a question about fruit trees as well, and she was wondering if we have any fruit trees on our property, because she's looking to add some apple trees into her next project.
Cool. What a
So,
great idea.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's here on our property, in our backyard, we have one fruiting cherry tree. We have a lot of ornamental cherry trees,
Yes.
but just the one fruiting one.
Yeah, and it produces a lot.
A lot.
The last couple of years, side note, last couple of years, the squirrels have literally eaten the blossoms, the unripe fruit, and the ripe fruit. They just
know, they've been
decimate
nuts.
the tree. So anyway,
I know, they're crazy.
squirrels be crazy.
Squirrels
So,
definitely
but
be
that's
crazy.
super awesome, Andrea, that you're thinking about all this stuff. And yeah, we would say yes, do it if you can. I don't
Well,
remember. Is there a specific question?
The question was, do we have any? And then I guess, Andrea, let us know if you have a specific question. It looks like she's looking to add some apple trees. So
Totally.
if you know what kinds you're going to plant, let us know. I know I grew up with apple trees. My mom or my parents had apple, pear, and plum trees in their
Yeah,
backyard. So that was
totally.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I only really liked the apple tree or the apples off the tree. 'Cause I don't really, I didn't
It's
really
fun.
like plums or pears.
It's
but-
fun, you know. So Andrea, some things to think about, whether apples or cherries or pears or plums, anything like that. When you're looking for the specific plant, think about the space you have, obviously, right? You want to make sure that it has enough space to grow and it's going to be healthy and get enough sun. Also look at, make sure that if there's different diseases and there's different insects and different things out there, just like we were talking about with G. So for diseases, you want to have a disease-resistant type of plants, of fruiting plants, and they have disease-resistant. What happens is, so there's disease-resistant plants, and how they do that usually is we all want the certain type of fruit, right? Up on top, that's what we see, that's what we want. But what they do is usually those plants up on top, not all of them are disease-resistant. So what they do is they take a plant, a very similar plant, like an apple tree or a cherry tree or whatever, they take the same almost species or even just very closely related genus. They'll take that whole plant, they'll take the rootstock of it, and they'll cut the rest of the plant off. They'll take that rootstock that's resistant to any diseases in your local area, and then they'll take the plant part, the top part that produces the fruit that you want, and they'll graft and they'll basically combine that rootstock that's disease resistant with the actual fruit that you want to see and to produce. They'll graft those and combine those together for a whole new plant that's actually disease resistant, and it'll grow strong. It'll be fine. But so the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to go out and find not only beautiful, healthy trees for the fruit, but also find disease-resistant ones that will be able to they won't be susceptible to any root rots or verticillium or even some different insects. There's a lot of different things that have happened over the last, I want to say, 100 plus years for disease resistance, especially for fruit trees in the industry. And so we are actually, right now, we are so lucky to live right now because we can benefit from all of those different grafts and this disease-resistant research that's been done. So when you go out and look for them, look for any disease-resistant verbiage on those trees. And you can also, again, go to your local extension agency, there where you live, the county one, and ask them if they would recommend a specific type of fruit tree that that is disease resistant that would do well in your area, or if they know of specific diseases that you want to avoid, and look for those disease resistant plants. So
great advice.
So
yeah,
thanks.
There's a lot to know about fruit trees, right? And a lot of different types and what grows in your climate and
guys,
size.
There is, and totally, there's like horticulture and gardening and whatnot, and then there's the subset of fruit horticulture, of pomology and fruit production and trees, and
Cool.
there's like this subset, and it gets super intense and super crazy with information. There's so much to know. So yeah, just it's fun though, because you can do a lot of different things, and even just grafting, combining trees. You can take an apple rootstock and maybe it'll graft to a pear stalk or a pear top part of the plant. I think it's called scion. And you come up, sometimes those genetics mix and you get a whole new fruit.
See, I learned something new from you every week, or every day pretty much, but that's so cool.
So anyway, that's my tangent. But
People,
yeah,
I love how there's a whole branch of just people that are just grafting things together to try it. That's something we've been wanting to try in our own yard. We have 2 cherry trees, one of which is it's a gorgeous Fuji ornamental cherry tree, flowering cherry tree, and it's kind of not doing so hot. It's a really old tree, and it should have never been planted where it was planted. Yeah. We love you, Grandma and Grandpa, but they did not put it in the right place. So we want to try to save it, right? And we were thinking, that'd be a fun experiment, and try to graft it.
Yep,
we'll take grafting.
Yeah, we'll take the cherry tree that produces the fruit, graft it onto the living tissue of the older cherry tree, and see if we can regrow a whole new piece with producing the cherries.
I know,
that would be cool.
Idea.
Yeah, and an example too is my parents have some espaliered trees, and basically when I say espaliered, it's basically the plants grow up and then they've been trained to grow out and up, and so every time it goes up on each stem of the tree, it goes up and out, and then up and out, and then up and out, and so that's called espalier, training of the tree. They have fruit trees that have all those different branches coming off. They're all different kinds of fruit.
That's so cool.
All those branches are grafts, and so they have really bright red apples over here. They've got kind of a yellowish red apple over here, and then they've got some greenish red ones over here. It's crazy, but that's what you can do. That's part of the possibilities of grafting.
That's so fun. You can just go out and I want this kind of apple today. I want this one tomorrow.
Yeah, you can.
You really have a huge, and they're kind of space savers because you can I've seen them where they kind of decorate, almost a whole wall or side of a fence, and then you've got this beautiful display of different types of fruit.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I wish we had some room for that. We'll have to try that.
That'd be
someday
nice
in the future.
But also it's a space saver too, because instead of having 5 or 6 different trees all with the different fruit, now you've got one tree with 5 or 6 different apples on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
So anyway.
So we're on the subject. I love it when we get on the topic and we keep going. Delphina had a question about plum trees, and she mentioned that she has 2 plum trees and only one branch on each tree has leaves, and has only given fruit like 2 times over the past 7 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she's wondering if she should try grafting them together to make room for a new tree.
That would be cool.
Sounds like a fun experiment, if nothing else. Do you have the room for it, and how big the actual size would be?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're right. Great questions. I would even back it up just a little bit more though, and say the tree itself. It sounds like if it's not leafing out as much as it should, and we don't know. I mean, really, we don't know because we can't look at it. We can't see it and see how big it is versus how much it's actually leafing. And versus how much it probably should leaf, depending on how old it is and whatnot. But without looking at it, you might want to think about, since you described it's not leafing out as much, it's only produced fruit, not even a handful of times in the last 7 years. You might want to look at, before you start grafting anything, look at the stresses on the plant and see possibly what's going on, because if it's an older tree, maybe even 10 or plus years older, you should be seeing definitely more leaf growth, but you should also see continuous year after year fruit production from that tree. A lot of trees, it takes 5 to 7 years for them to mature enough to even start producing fruit. But if you've got a tree that's older, of 7 years or older, you should see consistent fruit production from year to year. So if it's not doing that, there's something else going on. And without looking at it and knowing more, we can just kind of take shots in the dark here, but it might not be getting enough sunlight. There could be some water issues going on with it, so it's not producing enough leaf material. But it depends too on, are you pruning it? How are you pruning it? Is it getting a fertilizer? What's the soil like? All these different things, everything compounds into give you the result that you're looking at right now. So it's kind of hard to really pinpoint what's going on. But if it was me, I would back up before thinking about grafting anything and starting something new with that. Look at the health of the plant and see if you can improve it, to see if it can leaf more and produce more consistent fruit from year to year. So it can stay healthy, it can get healthy or healthier, and then think about doing the grafting. Because once you start grafting, you're going to create a little bit more stress over and above anything that it possibly is going through right now. So just some stuff to think about. Do whatever you want, just not telling you what to do, but just some things to think about. So
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So anyway,
okay.
That's really cool. What a cool
really
project
cool.
that would
Sounds,
be.
Yeah, I hope that you're able to diagnose that and see what's going on.
Yeah. Hopefully it leaves out more and it fruits more.
I know.
Yep.
I always want more. Okay, so in the chat, let's see, we've got some fun stuff going on. So Andrea B said regarding the our discussion about the apple trees, she was saying that's so cool, and she's definitely going to do some more research on that.
Cool. Right on.
Let's see. A couple people are entering the contest.
Yes.
I wanted to remind you guys, and that's why we pinned a comment. We should have done that from the get-go, but but we have a wand. We have a watering wand giveaway today. So this purple, awesome dram watering wand, and
cool.
it extends, you guys, to like what, 55 inches?
Up to 55 inches in length.
We can't even show you the full length. I mean, it'd be off both sides of the screen. So this we use. We have a blue one that we love, and it's so much fun to water your hanging baskets, and
you just get right up there.
Yeah, and you can get out really far to your beds, where you don't have to like stoop and do weird positions to try to water something.
You know who you are.
Yeah,
you've done it before.
We've done it before. You don't have drip set up everywhere, right? There's still those places where you have to water by hand, and this, we love this.
Yep. And it has an adjustable head on it.
We
can show. Yeah, because it sounds like some people are just coming in, they didn't see that part.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, so it has an adjustable head on it for, let's see, flat, misting, angled water flow, center cone. There's a rain shower, and then there's an actual stream, like a pressure washer, almost stream type of water flow. So I mean, this is great. This is such a great tool. And if you want, this is the fun part too. This head, I mean, it can come off if you want it to. Maybe you might not want it to. Maybe you do. I don't know. But it comes off. You can put it on other nozzles if you want, or if you just need water to come out, you can of the wand, and you don't need this head on here. You can take it off. So anyway, so a very versatile tool, and plus it's got the foam handle on it. Super cool. So your hand, you have something to grip, but then also your hand doesn't get ice cold when you're watering for a long time, which is important.
I know.
And then here's your on-off with your thumb right here.
Oh, we forgot to mention, this is a really cool feature. This is probably one of my favorite features, actually.
Yeah, we really like this simple on-off. And then you can do, you can turn it on slowly, And it doesn't have to be just full on or full off. You can gradually open it up so it doesn't have to have either on or just off water flow too. So really cool. This is a great watering one, and so somebody lucky today is gonna be getting this. So
yeah, I know somebody mentioned that purple is their favorite color. So perfect.
Cool. Yeah, right on.
And somebody else mentioned that they're happy to see, or they need something that won't displace all their soil like a big blast.
Yep,
You know, this
this'll do
has
that.
lots of little fine,
Yep.
you know, tuning things. Yep. Wanted to say hi to Kim Matlock. Thanks for coming back.
Kim.
Some of you that are joining us a little later today, we're so thankful you're here, you guys. We hope you're having a great morning. We had some technical difficulties, so we had a different stream that we had started this morning, and a bunch of us were over there. We were all talking in the chat, and then we had to end it and start a brand new one.
It was we had a bad connection.
Kind of a mess. So
yeah, but we have a better connection now.
We do,
Yes.
and we're so thankful that a lot of you were able to come back over to the next stream that we started. So
thank you guys.
We did lose
Thank
a
you,
few
Kim.
of you because we get it. You're so busy, and I know a lot of people were trying to get out in their gardens and get ahead of the heat today a little bit.
You're warm. A lot of different places. So.
But yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so keep your questions coming, you guys.
Yes,
We've
those
got
are
one
great
more.
questions,
I know
too.
that was
Awesome.
fun with fruit trees.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, keeping us on our game.
I know.
It's. I don't think about fruit trees very often.
Well, we don't have. I know, and I don't.
We've got the one.
We just have the one, and we don't have a lot of. We've completely outgrown our growing space in both our front and backyard, and I think we've talked about this before. Like we've literally had to create new beds out of scratch and just put them over gravel, and we're finding and being really creative.
Yeah.
So someday we want to move and have a lot more property, and we definitely want more fruit trees.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yep.
My dream would be, and this wouldn't happen in our climate, but I would love to have an avocado tree.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Right? It wouldn't grow here.
So it'd have to be inside.
You'd need to be inside.
And we'd have to have a whole room for that. The avocado room. That has a nice ring to it.
I love avocados. So if any of you have your own avocado tree, we're very jealous.
These are just pie in the sky things.
I know.
mean,
Hey.
just we gotta roll with it sometimes.
You gotta throw it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you guys. So Giselle Garcia had a question on an azalea video we filmed, and I'm not sure which one, but
It was our transplanting.
the
azalea
recent one
from earlier this week.
yes, we transplanted 3 old azalea plants this week. Yeah, that was good.
50 plus years old, guys.
I know, and
Those
they're
plants
doing
were-
really well so far. Okay, so Giselle Garcia mentioned that they have 2 big azaleas that look more like trees with moss growing on them. We can relate to that. We tried pruning them and cleaning them, but they are just too big and they block our window at the entrance. They also don't bloom a lot. I want to take them out, but I'm worried they're really big and might leave lots of roots behind that will get in the way of planting new plants. Any suggestions, she asks.
Yeah, so
Great question.
Great question. Yeah. So there's a couple things to think about, Giselle. One thing before you even start thinking about putting the plants in, do you want to keep those plants there, or do you want to keep the plants in general? And to give you an example from our earlier video this week about the azaleas that we transplanted, what our plan was is we wanted to keep the plants because they have a lot of familial value to both Allison and I.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to keep them. So what we thought of is, well, where can we, they sound like they look like yours, they're under the same conditions, kind of big, little rangy, some moss, some lichen growing on them, not looking tip top, we'll say. So definitely some room for improvement, especially for ours. So what we thought is we would take our azaleas and we wanted to relocate them because we wanted to keep them. So, but to do that, they were kind of bulky. Sounds like they were kind of big, like yours. Yours sound pretty big. So what we did was to make them more manageable, we actually cut like 2/3 of their mass above ground, all their leaves and stems and stuff. We cut it all off because they were so big and kind of rangy, it would have been hard for us to transplant them with all that mass. And we did that for a couple reasons. One, to handle them and to get them transplanted. But the other thing is we wanted to kind of rejuvenate them and rehabilitate them, to grow them again, to retrain them and to give them a chance to still be beautiful and manageable too for us in our garden. So we cut them back and we're going to retrain them, but we also did that so we could get in there and transplant them. So we transplanted them. We dug them out. We dug out pretty much their whole root mass, a majority of it. We didn't get everything because it's pretty hard to do that. The further out you go from a plant, the more mass, the more soil you're going to have to transfer, the heavier it's going to be. So we basically went as far as we thought we needed to, cut it out, dug them out, transplanted them, and now they're in their new location. So not only did we stress them out, we're going to have to watch them, we stressed them out with cutting them way, way back, but we also stressed them out with transplanting them, with removing part of their root mass and taking them out of the ground and then putting them in a new location. So there's a couple different stresses going on, but they're going to be fine because we know we're going to baby them. They're going to do great. We're going to reestablish them. We're going to keep our eye on them. So what I would suggest to you, Giselle, is to think about if you want to keep the plants overall, if they have any value to you at all. If they do, then I would suggest doing something similar to what Allison and I did. And if you have questions, specific questions on how we did that and you didn't see it in the video, email us and let us know, and we'll help. We'll walk you through that part of it and any specific things going on that are specific to your project. Sean and Allison at spokengarden.com. Now, the other thing you can do is completely remove them, and you're going to need to basically, you will need to get in there and remove all those roots, because the root systems on azaleas can be kind of thick, they can be kind of fibrous. Now, the further out you go from the tree or from the shrubs themselves, the mass of the roots will be thinner. It won't be as thick, it won't be as thick there, but it still will be out there. So azaleas are good though, because what we noticed on ours and what you'll see on a lot of azaleas, the root mass is kind of shallow. Doesn't go deep, it kind of spreads out. It'll go down maybe about, almost a foot or so.
It was a lot more shallow than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but it's not like a taproot. So you don't have to worry about something going way, way down and having to either remove all of that or cut it off. You don't have to worry about that with azaleas. So that's something that could work in your favor. The other thing is this is a hybrid of what I just told you, those two things. So the first thing is cut them back and transplant them. The next suggestion is to just remove them completely and start over with your bed and completely remove all those roots for any new plants you want to go there. You can do a hybrid of those two, and this is option 3. You can cut them way back, retrain them, and that'll be good if you want to keep them there and then just keep them lower. And you can kind of do a root prune on them, which is basically in the new area where you want to plant the plants. You can go through and kind of cut away their roots in that area to a point. If you're going to do that, I would suggest only going out, and I would go out about probably a foot, especially how old they're, a foot or two, probably a 1.5 to 2 feet, especially if they're older, from the root, from the stalk of the plant, the stem down at the ground level. Go about a 1.5 to 2 feet out from that, and then cut those roots. I mean, it's going to be risky, it's going to cause stress on the plant, but one way to shift your mind on this is that if you cut the plant back, way back from the top, it's going to have root dieback anyway, because there's something called a root to shoot ratio on all plants. And depending on the plant species and different environmental factors going on, there's always a balance basically. But depending on all these factors that'll determine, how much on top is how much on the bottom. But there's always a balance on every plant. There's always a balance. So if you take that balance that you have now and you cut away the top, like 2/3 out, that balance has to be reestablished, and there's going to be root dieback down below. So knowing that, you can root prune part of the plant because it's going to lose part of it anyway, and it's okay. It is going to create some stress on both below the ground and top of the ground, but you're just going to have to be aware of keeping it moist, keeping it watered, and making sure that it's staying healthy and it's getting all its needs met with fertilizer and airflow, and just keeping pests away from it or off of it. So there's 3 options for you, and I hope that helps you.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway.
I know. Lots of information.
Oh my gosh.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do. Always. Plants are fun.
Plants are fun.
Yes.
And interesting. And okay, so really quick, before we move on, we've got a couple more things to talk to you about. So this is kind of a last call for anybody who wants to enter the contest, or it's a giveaway, not really a contest, but we're giving away this dram watering wand. We just want to give one more chance if anyone jumped into the chat a little later. If you'd like to win this purple dram watering wand, make sure and let us know in the chat why you want, or how this would help you in your garden. So awesome features. And if you guys aren't able to, if you want to take a look at these products, they actually sell out a lot on Amazon and different places, but they do have a lot of options. They have different sizes of watering wands. I believe they call them rain wands.
Rain wands, yeah.
Rain Select rain wands.
Dram rain wands. So DRAMM. Dram.
And
that's who makes these.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. You'll see if you're actually looking for watering wands and see a display for Dram, you'll notice a big colorful rainbow of colors.
Their colors are awesome.
And we love that because it's fun. You can mix and match. We have a lot of different types of their products, different watering tools. And they're all different colors.
Yep, they don't only make these watering wands, they make other watering tools, like Allison said, and they can be like, we have one down below.
They have like a hand spray, hand.
It's basically, it's like a little, it's almost like a water gun type of thing.
It has a couple settings
But it has a setting where it'll do a steady stream of water, and then the nozzle adjusts to where it can fan out. And so you can still use it for watering even in your garden, or you can have that steady stream, use it for pressure washing. You can also use it for cleaning off your driveway or walkways. It's a great tool and it's fun. And again, it comes in all these different colors. So,
I know.
Yeah.
So last chance, let us know in the chat if you'd like to enter and how it would help you in your garden. And we're going to run that, we're going to choose our winner in just a few minutes, okay?
Yep.
So we've got a couple more slides to share. Well, we haven't done any slides yet. We've got a couple slides to share with you.
Wow.
So we thought, so we had Rhonda Testa send us a couple photos from her garden.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys, we'd love to see, again, what's going on in your garden. So we wanted to remind you, again, email us your pictures or tag us on social media.
Yes, totally. Yes, because we want to highlight
what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to highlight your guys' gardens and all the good stuff you're doing out there, and just different projects you're doing. Maybe some of your challenges, and definitely your wins. We want to see the successes that you have out there, and so send them to us. We want to see it. We want to show everybody too.
So let's check out what Rhonda's got going on.
Rhonda,
I believe this was a shot from her
cool
pollinator garden that she's been putting together, and it's all just kind of starting to come into bloom. She mentioned there are a lot of coneflowers mixed in, and she said she loves coneflowers. We talked a lot about coneflowers last week.
Yeah, we like our coneflowers.
We love our coneflowers.
Yeah, but that looks great, Rhonda. Look at all the beautiful plants in there. It looks like there's some salvia, definitely a lot of other plants in there, and then the coneflowers. I think I see a couple in there that are starting. They're almost ready to bloom. It looks like a sedum on that left hand.
Yeah, I thought I might have seen a sedum.
Yeah, right in front of that left-hand picture there. That's gorgeous. Oh, and there's some ornamental grass.
That's a really nice display. I like how it's edged. It really defines the space, and that's cool.
Totally.
A couple different angles. So
nice job. Yeah, total pollinator garden. Good job, Rhonda.
Love that.
Right on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, we were pointing at the screen. So just again, if you're not sure what our email is, Sean and Allison at spokengarden.com, or tag us on social media, pretty much every account. At Spoken Garden.
Yeah, totally, you guys. Yeah, we'd love to see what you guys are doing. So for us, just rounding this out here, these are all the plants that are growing and flowering right now in our garden.
Just a small snippet, though. Like you guys probably have so many things coming into bloom. Yeah. We can't even keep up with all the new stuff.
And we can't definitely fit them all onto a slide. There's just so much. So that upper left-hand corner there, they got our daylily.
Oh, our daylilies.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and then in the center there, I think
that's our new Price is White coneflower from Proven Winners.
Yeah, look at that.
It's one of the first ones to bloom, and we just planted those the other day, so probably.
The Price is White.
The Price is White.
Awesome, love that. And then, are those the Bidens?
Yeah, those are our.
Oh my gosh,
Campfire Flame Bidens.
Wow,
Aren't
beautiful.
Those pretty? I know. I'm really loving those this year.
Yeah, that upper right-hand corner. That is gorgeous. Yeah, I know. This is our first year growing Bidens.
We have never grown Bidens. And again, those are Campfire Flame from Proven Winners. We actually ordered those online.
Oh, yeah,
so they've really filled in their space. They're in a container, and we have a couple different containers with those in them, and they're gorgeous.
Yeah, and then, here, you go ahead.
Okay, we've got one of our African daisies on the bottom there. So we've got an orange, kind of a beautiful orange, and you can see the center's kind of like yellow.
Love
it's
that.
Just beautiful. We kind of cut it back a little bit, and it's starting to really regrow and just like pop out with blooms. In the center there, you can see that's one of our hostas looking top down on one of the flowers. We were a little surprised that our hostas are starting to bloom already. I don't remember them blooming this early.
Yeah, it's a little early for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's a July bloomer.
But that's kind of a pretty, it almost looks like a succulent, I thought, from that
It
angle.
totally does. I thought it was there for a minute. I'm like, what? And then you can see the hosta leaves in the back.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's got that star shape to it too, like multiple stars stacked on top of each other.
I
That's
love
so
that.
gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. And then on the far right there on the bottom row, we've got our, it's a white, they call it a dahlietta. So it's a dahlia, but it doesn't get as tall. And I'm forgetting now the name of that one. I should have brought the take up. But
That's okay.
We've got a couple of those in containers. Those are the only dahlias that we grew in containers this year.
Beautiful white dahlia
And they're
flower.
gorgeous. I love it. Look at that yellow center.
Yeah, and you can tell with the plant too. It's more compact because of how just short and squat it looks right there. So that's cool. That's just beautiful.
So lots more coming into bloom. We'll do a little show and tell with the plants that we have in front of us here too. These aren't all in bloom yet.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to mention, Andrea B mentioned that she was really impressed with Rhonda's garden. She said Rhonda's garden is so amazing. We thought so too. We love the way that that's arranged and planted.
Yeah, you guys.
So, okay, let's see. We've got, you can probably see a couple geraniums here in this beautiful bright, it's actually like a coral orangey pinky color.
Yep.
And these are our cuttings from last year.
Yep.
So
This is one of our cuttings, geranium
yeah,
cuttings.
one of many.
And it's flowering. Woohoo!
We we loved this. This is called Vancouver Centennial. Just gorgeous foliage, and then it just had these really delicate little flowers that come off the stem.
Yeah, looking good.
It's very fragrant too. I can smell it.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
So it's always fun to see your cuttings bloom. It's like success.
Oh, yeah.
This was a cutting as well. This is a very large geranium that you can see.
Oh yeah, it's right there in the corner.
Here.
There we go.
So you can see that got pretty big.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So those we had those together in a container, which actually those two made a couple, or at least one picture in our book. So that was fun to see those in bloom.
Super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Dana, if you're still here, you'd be proud.
Oh, Dana, I know.
And our elephant ears, some of them have finally come up that we were kind of worried about, and this is one of them. So, just beautiful though, just gorgeous. Yep, we got the first flower here. Oh, we're out of focus. I'm out of focus again. Ah! So, but yeah, these elephant ears are coming up. They're beautiful plants.
Is that a lustrous? Which one?
It doesn't.
You know,
say.
you guys, unfortunately, some of we had a whole like pile of elephant ear bulbs, and quite a few of them rotted out before we could do anything about them. So
it happens.
that was a bummer. But we have a lot that are blooming and growing.
Yeah. So, next up, Begonia. Woohoo! Isn't this beautiful, you guys?
So Pocoti, I think.
Pocoti Begonia.
So we grew this from bulb this year. We have 6 more of these, I believe, 6 or 8.
Looking really good too.
So
you guys like that? Look at those.
love that
look at those
foliage.
leaves.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, they're just gorgeous. They're kind of hairy. They have hairy leaves and hairy stems, and just gorgeous. Yep.
So a couple other things in front here. We've got it looks like Crocosmia, but it's a Nymphophia. So we're growing.
Nymphophia.
We have a lot of Nymphophia that we're adding to our garden this year. And
I think
that's such a fun plant.
This was a seed, wasn't it?
I think that was a bulb.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I think this was a bulb. I want to collect seed this year, though, and
okay.
see if we can do something with that.
Oh,
That'd
we
be fun.
did. I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. Cool, but yeah, Nymphophia. There's a
Yay.
small one. Fun times. And then, last but not least,
one of our English lavenders.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So, yep,
Smells
I think
good.
this was a cutting.
This was
you
a
guys.
cutting.
Yep, this was a cutting. Oh yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, and those of you who've been with us watching our videos for a while, you know we took a lot of cuttings last year, and not all of them were successful. You know, sometimes it's an experiment. I think we've mentioned a couple times we lost I think all of our petunia cuttings from last year, and they made it all the way through the winter until January, and then got infested with aphids.
Yep, had an aphid problem. Yep.
And the aphids also took out all of our hydrangea cuttings before we realized what was going on.
Yep.
And we just couldn't save them. They were too tender, and they just.
It's too bad, but it happens, you know, especially under greenhouse conditions. When you have a confined space, here, let's move that out of the way. When you have a confined space, especially a controlled, warmer environment, the insects, they hone in on that because they want to survive and they need a food source. So it happens, and so. Yeah.
That was a big bummer. But we had a lot of success. Almost all of our lavender cuttings are carrying on. Geranium cuttings did really well.
Yep.
Rosemary, mint.
Yeah.
So just kind of an update for those of you that were wondering.
Lots of fun things happen.
We have a long list of cuttings we want to take this year too. So anyway, you guys, you're probably waiting. Let's go ahead and let's get going. We're going to do our drawing.
Doing the drawing.
So
here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, this is for this
Dram
watering wand here. Who do we got? Who do we got?
All right, we're doing a wheel of spinny. And our winner
oh
is
my gosh.
Sharon LaFay.
Sharon, congratulations.
Sharon, yay.
We're going to
Sharon,
send you this telescoping watering wand from Dram Corp.
I think Sharon was the one, I can't find the comment, that said purple is her favorite color.
Oh,
so that
hey, that worked out.
Worked out really well.
Yay, Sharon! Woohoo! Yay!
So we will get this sent in the mail to you. I think we might have your address, Sharon, but if you could email us at seanandallison@spokengarden.com. Let us know your address. And I'm sorry that we can't accept P.O. boxes.
Yep, no P.O. boxes.
Needs to be U.S. only. We probably should have said that earlier.
That's okay.
But let us know, and we'll get this sent in the mail to you.
Yeah, and when you're looking for this, we'll let you know when we send it. Look for a very long, narrow box, because that's how we got to ship it. So
I know it's going to be kind of a goofy box.
Exciting! Yay!
So everybody's congratulating Sharon in the chat, and you guys, thank you so much for entering. And we're going to actually have a lot of giveaways coming up.
Yeah,
we love giving stuff away. We have a book giveaway coming up next week, and we'll tell you more about that next week.
Yep, it's a book on vegetable pests and how to take care of them naturally.
Organic pest control, it's very, very much carries over to flowers and ornamental gardening. We have a great friend named Susan who has a video that we're going to show you next week.
Yep. And she has a YouTube channel, so you should go check out her YouTube channel too. It's Gardening with Susan.
Susan's in the
garden. Sorry, Susan's in the garden.
All one word.
Susan Mulvihill, expert vegetable gardener. She is awesome, and she's gonna send us a video, and we're gonna show it to you guys next week. And that's her book is the giveaway. So
it's a great book too.
Yep.
It's an awesome book.
So anyway, next week.
Next week, and then again coming up in August. Of course, we'll be here every week in July. We'll probably have a random giveaway at some point.
We'll be here.
We have a lot of tools and supplies and things that get sent to us to try out. So we try to spread the love with that and give those products away once we've reviewed them or tried them out.
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably have some more stuff coming your way. But in August, we're going to have a giveaway every week, coinciding with a contest, and we're just calling it our August Audience Challenge. So we've already explained that a couple times, but let us, if you have a topic that you would like us to cover in our lives, email us your topic idea or put it down in the comment section of today's video. And
if your topic is picked,
yes,
you win for that week. And we'll do the giveaway on camera. We've got a couple things that we're going to give away to each person. One thing's already determined that we're just going to give everybody, and then we'll have a couple things to show you live on camera that you can tell us in the chat. You get to pick which one of the other prizes you want. So that'll be fun too. So So keep those ideas coming. We want to hear your ideas for topics.
I know. So that's coming up soon. So again, next Saturday we'll be right here with you like we are every week at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our topic is organic pest control for flowers, but we're going to kind of branch over just a tiny bit into vegetables with our guest video person, Susan Mulvihill.
Susan Mulvihill. Yep.
So other than that, you guys, I think that's all for this week. And thank you again for sticking with us as we had to flip around, had to flip between different live streams.
My computer strikes again.
Yes, I know. We were just saying, well, it might be time for a new computer sometime soon, but it's working now. Everything seems to be
Everything's
good.
Okay.
So,
all is well.
I know. Goodness. But thank you guys. Thank you for your patience. And as always, we are so thankful that you're here with us.
And thank you for all your great questions today. That was so cool.
Fun. I know.
That was so much fun. So just keep it up, keep gardening. We hope you're having fun and being safe out in your garden. Make sure to stay out of that heat if you're living right now where that heat, the heat's striking. Stay hydrated and stay out of the heat, would you?
Oh, wow.
So
120 in parts of Arizona today. 120. They're shattering records for heat.
Can't imagine. We've been there when it's been that hot,
and it's not a nightmare. I know.
It's not fun for us West Coast sea level dwellers.
We're kind of wimpy when it comes to desert heat.
Ooh, 120 degrees.
In the summer anyway.
No
Love
fun.
it other times of year. But you guys have a great week ahead.
Have a great
Father's
weekend.
Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Dads out there.
Happy first day of summer Eve.
That's right. Today would be
Today's the eve.
eve of summer. So the first weekend of summer pretty much right now.
First weekend of summer.
A lot of people have kids probably out of school. There's graduations going on. Everyone's been very, I'm sure you're getting real busy with your schedule.
So take some time to relax a little bit out in your garden. Thank you again for being here, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here.
We do.
So,
yeah, take care, everybody.
Have a great
weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.